All right, let's do this. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to an edition of the Upper Farmer Cigar Garage Talks. That's right, folks. I think we're stuck in the garage. Maybe, just maybe, I'll do one last fire talk. Um, who knows? But for the foreseeable future, I think I'm in here in the garage until next spring. So before we get too into it, what are we drinking? What are we smoking? And I'll butcher this, as I usually do when it comes to Spanish words. Tieno. From the Serrano Cigar Company. Good little cigar. It actually had a closed foot. I was super excited to see that. I love closed foot cigars. That first burst of flavor, just delicious. With fall quickly approaching, that's right, Oktoberfest from Bell's Brewery. Oh, and something just fun. Dungeons & Dragons coffee cup. Because, might as well have some fun with it. Before I get into tonight's movie, breaking it down, I have a little celebration we're celebrating tonight. Fairy Dancer. That's right, the wonderful, the adorable, the beautiful, the cute. Went on her first deer hunt this year. First deer hunt, period. Yeah, I can't really show the color, I'm sorry. That's right, she won the right to go on the first day of deer hunting. Gorgeous, gorgeous day. We ran into a couple hiccups. One, the deer blind is infested with hornets. So we had to sit out actually in the bush, which has its challenges, but she had two deer. One came in, and she made the right call to not take a shot, which was good. A second deer came in and played peekaboo with her. Now, Fairy Dancer is not a rough and tumble girl, although she's strong, don't get me wrong. She was using an AR platform hunting rifle. The thing is heavy. We were supposed to be in the deer blind, so I didn't bring the shooting stick, the little tripod or the little monopod stick that you prop the gun up on. So for a solid 5 minutes, she's having to shoulder this rifle. You can hear her breathing is just getting labored. You can hear her heart racing almost as loud as Dad's. She did beautiful, waited and waited until she had that perfect alignment to take her shot. Touched off the trigger, and last second the deer jerked. I don't know if one of us moved or what. It moved last second, messed up her alignment. She still hit the deer, not as cleanly as any of us had hoped, but she did get a shot on the deer. It hit. We tracked it for about an hour and a half before it was too dark to track it. Saw a lot of sign, did not see the deer. We'll probably go out again tomorrow, see if we can find it, but I don't believe we will. And even if we do, with the weather, it is probably not going to be edible meat anymore. So, Wild and Free Wolf gets to go out hunting tomorrow. And once we're done tracking, she'll get to go out and go hunting. And then it'll be Fairy Dancer again. We're going to keep going to those two get their first deer this year, and then we're just going to go in order, oldest to youngest, letting them each get a few shots on deer. I'm super proud of her, though. She kept her wits, she kept her head on her. She waited for the perfect shot. She didn't just take a quick shot, a snapshot, or a dumb shot. Had that deer not jerked last second, I think we'd have a venison hanging from the rafters, because it was good. She did good. But let's get on the actual topic today. We are talking about Once Upon a Time in the Apocalypse. Now, originally when I read the description, mind you, I read it real quick. I wanted a B movie. I wanted a less serious movie. And I thought this one said that it was based in the Wild West. that it was a movie that kind of has the apocalypse from the Wild West. Well, it is out in the West, um, but not so much in the Wild West. Kind of the modern West. So a little frustrated with that, but it still was not a bad movie. Actually, a lot of it is, as far as realistic, there is some realism. As far as like, what would an overprotective um, father's child act like? Some of it was unrealistic, of course. Some very poor decisions and choices were made. Um, and they kind of tried to bring in way too many plot lines. They had an interesting one starting about a monastery where the head monk is protecting girls from raiders and bandits. And I was like, well, I want to see more of that. Like they introduced it as like here's just gonna be this conflict, right? So we're gonna have this conflict of whether or not the monk should take up arms, and then immediately the monk just takes up arms, followed by the all the women who are being protected, of course, now become the hunters. There's the overprotective father. How much are you if you shelter your child? How much do you impair them for real life? That is actually really good. Well done this year, Bells, with your Oktoberfest. Quite tasty. And then there's the whole can someone be evil but still do good deeds? That was an interesting storyline. I'll give you that. And it was kind of just like, and now we're done. Like, oh shoot, we're at an hour and a half. We need to wrap this up, and we're done. Is kind of how it ended. It was pretty good. It was a fun watch. The beginning was started off great. The dad is murdering people essentially to try and protect his daughter. And I think they could have made a beautiful story out of that. See, I think they could have made a beautiful story about the monastery. They could have made a beautiful story about can a bad person do good things. But having all three, four of those in there, none of them were really overdeveloped. It's a B film. The acting is okay, not bad, not great. There were no Bruce Campbells in there. Some of the lines seemed like maybe they were ad-libbed by a person who probably should not be ad-libbing lines in a movie. I did enjoy it, though. It definitely has some more serious, thought-provoking stuff. Like I said, you could almost take like a quarter of the movie and develop it into its own full-length movie. And maybe that was the plan. They tried to cram, multiple full-length movies into this short hour and a half time frame. Or what was it? It was actually a shorter movie, hour 20, hour and 20 minutes. So on the shorter end actually of movies. But yeah, didn't mind it. I don't think I'll watch it again. Like I said, there was some realistic parts, but there's also a lot of just like, why? Why would you make that decision? Like, why did you choose that? Why did the monk act in this situation but not this one? Why does the dad, who is this crack, clearly military sharpshooter, all of a sudden shank a bunch of shots? He had a beautiful opportunity to try and kill the main villain and passed up on it to kill a bodyguard next to him. And then once he killed kills the bodyguard, now all of a sudden the main bad guy is completely exposed and the dad doesn't take up a follow-up shot after taking like massive rapid fire shots. So, like I said, it was okay. Sure, watch it. I don't buy it. Watch it for free. It's on Amazon Prime. I don't believe it's a freebie one. Yeah, there's no preview, so there's no freebie. So it's on Amazon Prime. I don't know where else you might be able to watch it, but it is what it is. All right, so for next week's movie, we're going to stray on the edge, if I remember correctly, on the border, if you will, of zombie or of apocalyptic movies. We're going to watch Daylight's End. Now, if I remember correctly, this one does have a plague. Blood-hungry creatures. Oh, it does have zombies or vampires. I'm kind of okay. This is one I've been wanting to see for a while. So I'm going to make a little exception to the rules for today. I know you can sue me because the next week I have one that seems to be a little more comical. So I think this one is actual vampires, but hey, that's not zombies now, is it? So next week, Daylight's End, the 2016 film. Hopefully you can watch it, or at least join me for a little commentary about this film. Anyway, folks, I'm going to go enjoy my cigar, get ready for another hunt tomorrow, and try to relax a bit. Hope everyone's staying safe out there. See you on the next one.